It's like a dream when we both get together and feel. Yeah, my mind is screaming, I will never retreat. Here is the thing I knew right from the start. Yeah, you are the best part of my red heart. You are the best part. Stockholm is quiet tonight. Late when out west couldn't stand the heat. It's raining on my side of town. I've been carrying the storm inside for weeks. And now the pulse getting stronger, like the moon finally arrived. Here comes the I didn't think just somebody longing for someone to hold me. It could be anybody, but you chose me somehow. Now I'm waist deep, thinking about you all the time like crazy, knowing you're here by my side. And I was doing fine on my own, but baby, you make me a whole lot better. 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 Waist deep, thinking about you all the time like crazy, knowing you're here by my side. And I was doing fine on my own.
10 years ago. It started from a simple idea: to create a new community for all enthusiasts alike, to bring joy to the community and welcoming newcomers, delivering what's best for all while leaving the community a little better than we found it. It's time to go further. From uncharted experiences, to an experience where great memories are made, to an experience where we get together, to an experience where we call home, to an experience where we have fun, and finally, to an experience where we all get together that unites us all. Welcome to Aspire. And so today, we come together. We come together from different communities. We come together from different countries, together as one community to ignite the future. It's magical on how far we've come. From the very beginning, we never stopped believing. We continue to push forward and overcome challenges we face. The amazing ideas we build together will be the spark for the next decades to come. From the last decade to beyond, we are all united by this common purpose. And remember, each of us holds within us that vital spark. And together, we will light the way for the next decade. We will ignite the future.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Discover Aspire 2025. Yesterday was our 10th anniversary of our founding, and we are extremely excited to share what we have in store for the community today. It's incredible how far we've come from 2015. From Knowledge Tech Computer Core to Aquatic Research Facility, the first experience we made under the Discover branding. Our mission of making the best community where everyone is welcome continues to live on, and we want to offer a special thanks for your participation in today's special event, as well for those watching online. 10 years is a lot, and I am grateful for the team and members of our community who made this all possible. I never expected we'd ever reach 10 years, but today, it is truly a reality. We have many incredible things to share with you, and we'll have some fun along the way, so let's get started. We created Discover Archives 5 years ago to serve a purpose: to preserve old experiences where members of a community can go back and experience nostalgia, or for newcomers who want to explore how far said experience grew throughout the years. Over the past few months and years, we've been making small updates, such as bringing in the first release of Aquatic Research Facility, released back in October 31st of 2016. Or how about the April Fool's update of 2022 for Subterranean Research Base, dubbed the Subterranean Blizzard Update. Today, we have some great updates to Archives, and we are proud to be announcing the new Archives Hub. The Archives Hub serves the purpose of quickly switching to different versions of said experience, as seen here for Subterranean Research Base, but we believe it can do so much more than that. It is packed with multiple of new and useful features. For starters, when you join Aquatic Research Facility or Subterranean Research Base in Archives, you're greeted with a new unified look where the highlighted releases are shown, complete with the version's description and a quick sneak peek in the background of said version. You'll be able to learn more about it in a much more detail and get right into the action. While exploring an older version, you can use keyboard shortcuts to open the new Archives Hub overlay to switch to a different version, or join your friends quickly and easily. Hey, it just sounds better in my opinion. Anyway, let me show you it in action. Welcome to the new Archives Hub for Subterranean Research Base. Right off the bat, we have a brand new user interface with all of the past experiences down here. When I click on an experience, for example the Foundation release, you get a nice gorgeous view of this update, alongside with a short description to accommodate it. This is the launch edition, and it tells you when it was launched, April 30th of 2020. We got the environmental update, which brought changes to the whole lighting of the experience. We have the collaboration update that brought the temperature system, the world famous thermal runaway, and a lot more. And lastly, we have the experimentation update, which, you guessed it, brought labs into Subterranean Research Base. This is also the update that addresses the whole Learn and Explore, back when Subterranean Research Base was on Learn and Explore. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the collaboration update. As you can see, we have a new loading indicator, which is inspired from the old Discover logo that we used back then. And right off the bat, we have the brand new notify, or the brand new HUD here, telling us that you can press the M key or the new Archives Hub button, which is neatly packed against to the Roblox's core GUI, instead of having it a big button right in the middle of the screen. And welcome back to the collaboration update. Oh, I still remember this UI, like basic, and this was during the time when UI corners wasn't a thing, so we had to improvise by using the Runify thing here. But yeah, this is the collaboration update, which brought the new temperature systems, thermal runaway that everyone loves, and some many new things. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know, just got taken back for a bit. But yes, welcome back to the collaboration update. As you can see, we have the similar crystal caverns here that you know and love. And the UI is what you expect from 1.2. Now, we decided to move the Archives Hub button that is neatly against the Roblox's core GUI, because in the current version or the current iteration of the Archives Hub, we have a big button here that is in the middle. And this is bad because if you have a notification like this, you won't be able to read it because the button is in the way. But now, since it is neatly tucked away by the Roblox core GUI, we don't need to worry. And yes, we've added keyboard shortcuts, so if I press M, this is the new Archives Hub. As you can see, it looks pretty familiar to the Subterranean Research Base archives. We wanted to keep a consistent interfaces across different versions you are exploring. And that's the closing animation. Here's the animation again. So this is the open, and this is the close. And of course, you can, instead of hitting the button, you can also hit the close button. And this is the button to go back to the main menu. And like I said, you can always change the versions right here. But other than that, that is a quick look at the new Archives Hub, coming soon to Subterranean Research Base and Aquatic Research Facility. And as you can see, it just teleports you back. That's just a glimpse of what's to come for the new Archives Hub, coming for Subterranean Research Base and Aquatic Research Facility. I hope you guys enjoyed the new user interface as we continue to work on it and make it better. That is a quick look of the new Archives Hub coming for both Aquatic Research Facility and Subterranean Research Base. Now, that's not all coming to Archives. A few out there got word about how we're adding new versions to Archives, specifically development builds of said experience. Today, we're making it official. I am pleased to announce development builds are coming to Archives. That's right, for the curious minded out there, exploring how an update came to life is right at your fingertips. You can access the new category from the top, and you're moments away to explore a handful of development builds that made a specific update possible. From the first beta build of the community update for Aquatic Research Facility to the first development build of Subterranean Research Base, it'll surely satisfy your curiosity. I can go over all of the handpicked builds, but we have a lot more exciting topics to cover. We'll let the exploring do the talking at your own time. But there's one last thing coming to archives. We talked about Aquatic Research Facility and Subterranean Research Base. Today, we're announcing that Knowledge Tech Computer Core is coming to archives alongside KBCC and the attempted revival for some reason, Discover Computer Core Refined. It's all here at Discover Archives alongside its new Unified Archives Hub and more. That's a quick look of what's to come for Discover Archives. The completely revamped Archives Hub, development builds, and Knowledge Tech Computer Core and its versions all coming. And we'll be releasing the new Archives Hub, a few development builds, and Knowledge Tech Computer Core builds very soon as we polish the experience for archives. We look forward for your feedback and can't wait for you to try them out. Now, let's talk about Subterranean Research Base. For years, there hasn't been a significant update made to this experience. The last update was dubbed the Community Packs. It sought to bring much needed fixes for the maintenance update, released back in 2021. It was a success, bringing back players and memories that was made, reintroducing the thermal runaway sequence and bringing new life to the electrical boxes. It was a step in the right direction for the future of Subterranean Research Base. But it is clear that the community demands more from us. After the release of the maintenance update, we've been burnt out on what to do with the future of Subterranean Research Base. For the last 3 years or so, the update remained, with a few minor tweaks and fixes. But without an update, the update is starting to show its age. The maintenance update's goal was to do a complete code rewrite from the server and client, making it easier and stable for years to come. After the rewrite, we became burnt out and due to many real-life things happening, not just for me, but for the team. Fortunately, the update was released with a new code base finalized, at the cost of a few missing features. It was clear that we were extremely ambitious about this update and started planning too late during development, such as incorporating electrical, more interactivity, and so much more than the original plan of a complete rewrite. We felt that we've let you down and missed our promises with missing features, but we are still committed to making things right in the future. Behind the scenes, we've been working on the next update for Subterranean Research Base that went by its codename Tempest Sonata. In the past months, we've been teasing and releasing development preview builds for feedback and to shed light on what's to come. Working on Tempest Sonata has brought a ton of fresh air for me and the team. We enjoy seeing new videos showcasing the development builds in action and are pleased with the feedback we'll be getting and are actively making improvements. This next update completely resonates for what we've been waiting to become a reality, as well for what the community's been waiting. This is the next upcoming update for Subterranean Research Base. Today, I'm happy to announce the collaboration update. The LPU isn't looking too happy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the LPU thermal runaway sequence. That's right, this is the Combustion update. It is the biggest update for Subterranean Research Base to date, loads of new features, areas, and so much more. I am extremely excited to give you a demo of the Combustion update in action. Welcome to a sneak peek preview of what's to come for the Combustion update. So, as you can see here, the intro looks pretty much identical. But there's something that's changed in the Combustion update. Right off the bat, we have a brand new main menu screen. With the version, which is the Combustion update, version 1.5. And we have 4 buttons here. We have the summon, settings, credits, and about. And yes, we've also updated the UI to be a little bit more cleaner than the old one. And that's what the version looks like. Looking at settings, we can see we've added a few more settings compared to 1.4. We have the bypass main menu, which I will demonstrate that useful feature later on. We have the shake effect. We have the double tap to sprint. That's right, we've added sprinting to Subterranean research space. We also added the first person bobbing and a new feature, hide nearby players. So that way, if there's so many players within one spot, you'll be able to see something behind it. Now, a lot of people have asked us, can we at least have some controls to the audio like the music volume? Now you can. You can make the music quiet or loud. You've also added the same thing with the notification. And you get a notification beep to know how loud it sounds. So that is a quick look at the settings. Now, let's take a look at summon. So as you can see, this screen looks pretty much the same, but one major feature everyone has been asking is, can you make this interface a little bit more better? Like how about a proper description for said area on the picture? So we thought, why not make this better? How did we make it better, you ask? We want more details of what that image is. So what did we do? When you click on it, you get a collage of photos explaining what this area in particular means. So yeah, as you can see here, you can also navigate using the arrow buttons and take a closer look at what this area is. And yes, this also applies to all areas too. And yes, it's showing the old images, but those will be completely changed later on. So let's go ahead and jump right in to Sector A. And welcome to Sector A. And right off the bat, we have a brand new Subterranean station signs, which tells you the A line goes to Sector D and in sector. The B line goes to Sector C and Lounge Sector. Alongside, we've added a new directory, a new map of what the lines goes. So let's go ahead and start at the Zepto Express Cafe. Alright, and as you can see here, we have a brand new order board. Much more modern and a lot more easier to read and understand menu items. For appetizers, entrees, sides and desserts, and beverages. So yeah, this is the Zepto Express Cafe. And up here, we have all of the old logos, or the Discover logo evolution to what we have now. That is a quick look at the Zepto Express Cafe. Next, let's take a look at the top side access. And yeah, right off the bat, we've updated the no signal screen, which that plays in a very important role later on. But let's continue on to the top side access. And you might have heard just recently, are there new sound effects? Yeah, we've added a new sound effects for the sliding doors. And not just the new sliding doors sound effects, we've also changed on how the sliding doors work. Before, when you get too close here, the sliding door will just shut itself. But now, the new sliding door is smart enough to know that this player is within close proximity of the door. There's no reason to close the door and have it reopened again. And yeah, I know there's some areas that need to be worked on. This is a beta build. So this is the top side access lift, or the top side lift, or what people call it, the elevator, or the top side elevator. Now, for years, this is your go-to lift to go to the surface. And a lot of people have asked, is there a better way, another alternative way to get to the surface? And that is the new emergency evacuation stairwell. You can take the stairs and it'll lead you to the surface. Now, it may look like there's a lot of stairs, but trust me, once you start using the stairs, you will never stop using it. What do I mean by that? I'll tell you more about that later. So that is a quick look at Sector A. Oh yeah, you know something up here? That is a security camera. We've added security cameras in the Combustion update, and I'll show you more about that later. But now, let's head on over to Sector B, also known as Station Beta. This is Station Alpha, by the way. And if we go here, we can see we've also redesigned the Subterranean bridge to make it match with the Subterranean bridge from Sector B to Sector C, because we believe it makes sense that way, rather than trying to have a brand new design for Sector A to Sector B. Sector B has received a massive overhaul. This is Station Beta, also known as Sector B. As you can see here, we got the new intersection, which I will show you that in a bit. But let's get on over to the other side, and we can take a look at the brand new Storage and Delivery, formerly known as Cargo Delivery Sector. This is what the Storage and Delivery looks like. It looks new, looks modern, and it doesn't look ridiculously big like before. We have the world famous radio, where people love to kick for some reason. I have no idea why, but people like to kick. We also have vending machines with some chips here. And we have the electrical box for the lighting here. Now, if we go here, this is the storage area. So we can go ahead and store all that stuff here. This is the old vending machine. And this weird union thing, this weird bug, when we were trying to like make a stop sign, and when we tried to union it, for some reason the access got messed up, and we applied a surface query on it and put a text label on it. Apparently it decided to do that. Or actually not text label, it's a decal. So yeah, that's why this is here, but that's already been fixed. And you may notice, why is that dumpster over there on fire? Well, I mean, to be fair, need I say more? And I have no idea what this is. You guys, this is not a place to litter. You don't put this weird posters here. You can tell we have a lot of fun doing random things sometimes. But that is a look at the new Storage and Delivery with a brand new logo too. So instead of just having it text only. Now we'll take a look at the new intersection, or the laboratories and reactor access, very soon. There's a new way to get to Sector C, and that is through the bridgeway. As you can see, we have caverns that was added on 1.0, but it wasn't like this. It was straight up lava, and that doesn't make sense for me. So we completely redid the cavern here to feature a much more pleasing look than having lava everywhere. And frankly, we're not that deep below the surface, and that's why it's called Subterranean. This is Station Charlie, also known as Sector C, and if you have any ideas of what the Subterranean Lounge could feature, leave us a feedback. And for the most part, I've been zoomed in. That's because when I move my camera, you can see this nice bobbing effects here with the cameras. Now, let's move on to the elephant in the room, which is Sector D. a lot of people have asked us, why does Sector D have to be so far away? Like 2 miles, or whatever you say that in kilometers, because I don't know kilometer. 2 miles. We've listened and we've shortened it down so it's tolerable instead of trying to run a marathon just to get from Sector C or Sector D. Not only that, this is a new Station Delta, also known as Sector D. As you can see, we have completely redesigned Sector D from the ground up. We have the brand new coolant management alongside electrical management. I'll show you electrical management soon. I want to show you the coolant management area. This is a coolant control tower, and this is a complete overhaul of the coolant area. As you can see, we got this nice, beautiful, new, shiny new, right out of the factory coolant pumps. And with it, we got 2 big coolant pools to store coolant in. Let's head on over here for a closer look. Yeah, so this is the coolant pool, and you can see there's some splodges of leftover coolant. And that is a new coolant pump. Isn't it gorgeous? The team has done an incredible work of redesigning Sector D to make it feel modern and have more function and play rather than looking old and outdated. And a lot of people asked us, doesn't it make sense to change things up? Why are we using cooling tanks instead of, coolant pools? Because now with the coolant pools, each pump can now run independently from each other instead of having to rely on both of the coolant pools at the same time. Speaking of coolant pools, let's go ahead and fill it up, and we can actually see how the coolant pool fills up. So you can see it's filling up, and let me do that same thing to the other side. Can you tell I have way too much fun with this filling up animation? I feel like that looks a lot better than just having the coolant pool just appear immediately. It doesn't make sense. I'll let this 2 fill up, and let's take a look at the brand new electrical area. This is the electrical management area, and if we go in here, we are still working on this, but this is a new electrical area. As you can see here, we got this nice, beautiful transformers, and as much as people would to treat this as a toy, don't treat this as a toy because it's not worth it. It's dangerous. You're dealing with high voltages, and frankly, we don't want to have any liabilities here. This is the battery energy storage system, which stores all of our battery backup. So in the event where those 3 beautiful generators here runs out of fuel or something happens to it, we can always rely on battery power or the transformers. Now, a lot of people have asked, this is too small. Is there a better way that I can actually see this without having to go up here? Say no more, because when you hold down the F key, we've added zoom capabilities so you can actually see things instead of trying to squint. And this only works in first person because, though, frankly, if you're gonna do that, you're just gonna zoom into your head, and that's not useful. So that is the diesel generators, and this is the battery storage. Now all of this can be managed by this new area, which at the moment we are still working on this feature, and we cannot wait to get this done and out the door for players to enjoy. We got the battery energy backup systems here, also known as BESS or the power back. And of course, you can always press F to zoom in, and you can get a more detailed look instead of trying to squint. This is the generators, and this is the transformers. And this area is coming to life quickly, and I honestly can't wait to see what you think about this new area here. And that is a quick look at the electrical area. Oh, hello Subterranean, I didn't know you were here. Now let's go back to the coolant management. Alright, we're back at the coolant management and all the pools are filled. Now, like I said, each pump can now run independently from each other instead of having to rely on 4 tanks. So as you can see here, I have turned on the coolant pumps and you'll be like, it's not doing anything, it's not pumping coolant. Yeah, because it's idle and because the sound point is set to 0. Let's change that to 4 and wait a bit. And now it's flowing and coolant from that pool is being depleted. Now, when I turn off the coolant pump, you would say, oh, once I turn this off, coolant will immediately stop flowing, right? No. As you can see, it's stopping and you can see the motor going down, winding down, and you can still see the coolant is still being consumed because we're waiting for that to die down. We're going to turn that on and start reconsuming coolant. Now, I kind of had fun with this little coolant pool thing on how it just fills up instead of just appearing. This also goes the same with how the coolant is depleted from the pool. Like, I'll actually show you close up. Now, let's go ahead and cut to when the coolant is almost empty. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with this. So you can see, oh yeah, look at that. I don't know why, but that just amuses me. But yeah, that is a quick look at the new coolant area coming soon to the Combustion update. Now, let's head back to Sector B and take a look at the new intersection, because there's so much more added than just a new look. Alright, here we are back at Sector B. So not only we got a new look for the intersection, we have the security and observation area and the server base. Yes, the server base here, or more specifically server bay 1, is responsible for the security cameras, and these servers play an important role. How so, you may ask? Well, all of these servers must be on in order for the security cameras to work, and like a good person, we've added UPS, also known as the uninterruptible power supply. So in the likely event where main power is interrupted, you'll be notified about that. Now let's take a look at one of the most requested feature to add to Subterranean research space, security cameras. And this is the new security cameras interface. So you can go ahead and use those 2 buttons here, or you can use keyboard shortcuts to change between cameras. So we have Sector A, and you can also take note about the camera's IP address. And before you ask, this is a private or local IP address that's on the server. Okay, so it's not like a weird public one, so you can look it up, it won't lead you to nowhere. We've also have a connect box here. So if you know what area to connect to, like for example, sub 2, which stands for sub level 2, I could put sub 2, press enter, and boom, here I am at sub level 2. There's no need to switch to cameras just to find that area. I can take note about this area here, remember it, and connect to it at any time. And to get out of the security camera, just press escape. And that is a quick look at the security cameras. Actually, not quite, because let's say I'm kind of mischievous. Let me turn off the electrical boxes. And yes, you can actually do that now in the Combustion update. So as you can see, the lights are off, which is not good. And we got a radio transmission indicating that these servers are not running on battery backup because the power has been interrupted. Huh, I wonder why. And that beeping you hear is from the UPS to indicate that I'm on battery power and I can only last long enough until I have to turn the servers off. Now, you will need to immediately check the electrical box, turn it on, or repair the electrical box. And if you don't do that, you get a notification that the server is at 20% and you can hear that loud beeping. Now this, you would need to check on the electrical box very soon. Now you may be saying to yourself, okay, that's nice to know, but does it really add any value to the gameplay? What if the server goes off? I'm sure you didn't add a way to indicate that the server is off so I can use the security cameras to my heart's content. What could go wrong? That's what some people may think. But as you can see here, I'm on the security cameras here and everything looks fine. Even though the server is on UPS backup, I can go in and change cameras and oh, there it is. I've lost connection to the security cameras or to the CCTV network. And yes, I know a lot of people are going to be like this, but you can't find the camera. Sub 2 can't be found, even though it was found and could connect to moments ago. So what happens if I get out of the sheet and get back on? You get a totally different message. Unable to connect. Huh, how can this be? Well, because server bay 1 is offline. Yep. There's no power because the UPS ran out of power. So there's only one way to fix this. Restore power. And the server will turn itself on once the UPS reaches at least 5% of battery power. And I know a lot of people want to hear what our server sounds like when starting up. So here's a little sound clip for your enjoyment. And yeah, that's what our server sounds like when we're starting from AC power. So as you can see here, the UPS is being significantly charged by the electrical systems here. And I'll just give it a bit, and then we can head back to the security cameras here. And look at that, it's back online. I can use the security cameras to my heart's content again. So that is a quick look at the new security cameras, and I can tell already people are gonna go ham with trying to turn this off or sabotage it. Anyway, let's move on to the laboratories, and right off the bat on the right side we got a brand new lab, and this is Augmenter Assembly Lab. As you can see, we are still working on this area, but when it is complete, once you take your little crystal that you've made or that you manufactured in the Augmenter lab right in front of me, take it to this area, and then you can assemble your very own augmenter that you can use, test, or store it away for later use. You can store it in this area right here, but as you can see, we are still working on this, and I am excited to see how this turns out. And that is Augmenter Assembly Lab in a nutshell. Now, let's take a look at the Augmenter Lab. As you can see, it looks pretty similar to the first time we released a new feature in 1.3. So we can go ahead and claim a workbench, and the first things first is, where do I get my tools? There used to be like a little area here to get my tools, but we made it, but it makes sense to have it on your workbench, right there. And one more improvement we did was when you obtain a crystal sample, you have to equip it for your inventory and all that stuff, but not anymore, because once you click on it, you get it in your inventory, place it down on your workbench. A lot of people also asked, I want to return this back to the container. We've added a new button to return any unopened containers or any unscrewed containers back. When I click on that, boom, it's gone. Now you will be asking to yourself, how is this different compared to removing the empty containers from your workbench? So I can go ahead and unscrew this, and that being unscrewed, I can return Charium back to its container and leave my existing opened container here. And of course you can unclaim your workbench, and I've added this little subtle effect, and I didn't tell anyone until they found out, and they asked me, why did I add that? And I'm like, well, I was feeling funny and really silly back then, so I've added that. And you may notice your tools are no longer in your inventory because it's being put back to your workbench. So this to prevent any confusion down the line. And we have the infamous biology lab that was one of the key features when Subterranean research space opened to the public. As you can see, it looks pretty much the same, and as of right now, we don't have any ideas on what this area could be useful for. Maybe one day we could probably repurpose this to make it interactive. If we have any ideas or any features requests you want us to do, drop it down or leave us a feedback, and maybe, who knows, maybe biology lab would be useful for once in 1.5. But that is a quick look at the new laboratories area. And you may be noticing, yeah, we have soda machines now instead of snacks or chips. We have some many variety of drinks here. We got the Roblox's world famous Bloxy Cola, the Victor's Brew, Blockade, Ian Water, New Colonel's Orange Juice, and Soda Blueberry flavored. And yeah, we've also made our very own textures for each sodas. So as you can see here right in front of me, we had a little fun on designing of what the drinks could look like, and yeah, instead of having it generic. Here is the observation deck, and as you can see, you can now take a view at the cavern here, and doesn't that look amazing? Just sitting here, looking outside and seeing that nice cavern. We've also added the new offices here, and as of right now, we don't have plans to make this work yet, but it might change in the future. And yes, we have new computers that was given to us by Knowledge Tech, and this is the compute office. But yes, this is the offices area, which maybe one day we will probably make this interactive. But right now, it's there for role-playing purposes. Now, let's go to the sub-level lifts, or sub-level elevators, if you like to call it that way. Now, we've added stairwells. You can now take the stairs. Now, remember when I said earlier about once you take the stairs, you will never stop using it? I really mean it in that sense. You may notice that it takes a good amount of time to get down to sub-level 2. There's no way I'm taking down the stairs. Well, watch this. Take down the stairs. Just walk down, run down, or even jump down. And then once you get low enough, you may notice from that little brief flash of light there, just keep on going, and eventually you're at sub-level 2. But how is this possible? Look, there's so many stairs up here. That usually takes a long time, like getting from the ground level to sub-level 4 an aquatic research facility? Well, like I said, once you take the stairs, you will never stop using it. And with enough stairs, boom, you're at sub-level 1. Now, before you ask, how is this even possible? It's really simple. I could, like, get rid of this code and have people suffer, walk up and down the stairs. Or, you may notice that it's just this repeating pattern. And what we did was pretty clever. Since it's just the same repeating pattern again and again. And you may notice that brief flash of light, which ruins the illusion, unfortunately. You may notice that once I'm up, the game moves your character model more up. And same goes to going down. So yeah, that's how we did it. And we tried to do this seamless as possible. But unfortunately, that light flicker kind of ruins it. And maybe one day Roblox will listen to us and maybe fix it. But that's what we did. Again, once you use the stairs, you will never stop using it. In that regard, this is Sublevel 2, home of the LPU Operations Center and Server Bay 2. Yes, we have another server bay here. And this area is very crucial. These 4 servers here, what powers the RADCOM transmission of messages, alongside of the LPU monitoring system. It would be a shame if all those 4 servers go off, because not only all the servers are off, you don't know the current LPU status, and you won't receive any radio communications because the RADCOM server is down. And this, my friends, this is the new LPU control center or operations center. We also have a brand new interface for the facility status alongside with the system diagnostics. We also have a brand new layout for the controls as seen for the trailer. Okay, I don't know who did that, but like, I like that. Coming down to the LPU Operations Center, try our new cheeses. So we have the photonic amplitude configurator. What used to be a dream is now a reality. You can now change the photonic amplitude configurator. Which, in a nutshell, I don't want to spoil the beans for all the exciting new features. That's not good. In a nutshell, it has to do something with the electrical systems. We have the good old master control panel, and we have the augmenter status. We decided to change the terminology from fuses to augmenters, but we can always call it fuse. I'm not gonna stop you. And here we have the startup requirements checklist. So we can tell all the augmenters have been inserted. We're waiting for the augmenter locks to be engaged, so let me do that. And yeah, you may notice that once I hover over a switch, you can see it tells you what switch does what. For example, the augmenter locks. The switch is responsible for locking or unlocking the augmenters in a chamber. And you may notice the mouse tips kind of moved about. That's because if I'm further to the left, that's what it looks like. And if I have my camera up here, that's what it looks like. And if I didn't do that, it would go completely off the screen. And that doesn't look good. So let me go ahead and start up the photon unit. Now I know you've seen the same cutscene time and time again. So for the first time ever, I'm gonna skip it. Now, let's take a look at some new features here, such as the megafan controls. We've not only completely restricted the megafans, but we also added new purposes for the megafans. So let's go ahead and set the 2. You can see the RPMs or the revolutions per minute is now calculated in real time. Yes, it's spinning that fast. And that same goes to the upper mega fan controls. Now, there's some new stuff for the mega fans that I will show you later on. And yes, as you can see, we've also modified how the LPU is started. Kaboom! A flashbang, and after it glows away, we have a brand new particle emitter. Not really a particle emitter, but a new effects with the LPU. And not only that, the temperature, the core temperature updates in real time. There's no need for you to wait a dozen seconds or a few seconds to see the updated temperature. It is now updated in real time. We also have the approximate core temperature, which tells you how much the temperature will rise to, that being 150K. We have the average energy output, which is also being used by the augmenters. So if you go here, you notice the augmenters are being used. And now we have the average chamber radiation, which is measured in millisieverts. So 249 millisieverts. And we have the good old containment effectiveness to ensure how effective the containment is when it comes to abuse and high temps and all that stuff. As you can see here, we have the new facility electrical size, all that stuff. But yeah. Now let's take a look at sub-level 3. And as you can see here, sub-level 3 got a new look to it. We have a new blast door that helps us shield from potential radiation. And we have the changing station here. We believe it makes a lot more sense to put the changing station from the cavern to here. It's quickly to access. There's no need to go into the cavern to don your hazmat suit. Speaking of that, let me don that right now. As you can see, I have my oxygen tank, and you may notice that some of my accessories, like my glasses, doesn't get taken away, because it is smart to know what accessories to take away, what to not take away. Unfortunately, this is all dependent on the UGC creator to properly name their accessories. But yeah, we have the oxygen remaining and the suit integrity. Now, let's head on over to the cavern, and this is the exciting part for me. Take a listen to this sound effect. That's right, that's the new sound effect for the blast doors, and this sounds miles better than just a traditional garage door sound effect that was used from 1.2 and 1.3 and heck, even 1.4. It just, I don't know, it just sounds perfect. But yeah, this is the cavern, the same old cavern you know and love. And here we are. And this is the new LPU augmenter. We have completely redesigned the augmenter for the inside out to be more detailed. Now let's take a look at the reactor access, and for that let's toggle the airlock. As you can see, we got this beautiful sound effect instead of a garage door. And here's something I want to address and finally put this to rest. On 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4, when you interact with the airlock, I know the fact that when you get in, you have to wait for that thing to close. Not anymore, because on 1.5, you can now interact with the airlock even when it's open. It will close, and it will do its thing, and then open the doors. This sound effect is still good, so we didn't bother changing it. So, and this is a reactor we know and love. Light photon unit. And we also give it a dedicated atmosphere. So instead of having the same old atmosphere, when you get to sub-level 3, the LPU gets its own dedicated atmosphere. That's not good. So, talking about the airlock again. What if someone being a little mischievous were to toggle the airlock, get inside, and then trigger the maintenance? Now, you will automatically assume the airlock will do its functions. No, this airlock is smart enough to know that there's no one inside the airlock. There's no reason to run the whole operation, so close that, open this side. There you go. This airlock is smart enough to know, why are we doing this function? It doesn't make sense at all. Now, the mega fans. I know a lot of people love jumping into the mega fans, but now there's a risk when you jump into the mega fans. Watch this. And don't do this at home, and right off the bat you may notice that there's an obstruction detected to the mega fan. And you can see on here the mega fan being a little bit degraded in speed. And yeah, you may notice that little flash up there for the streaming enabled. That's because with 1.5, streaming enabled is now being used, so that way all devices, including mobile devices, can play Subterranean research space, no problem. But all in all, that is a look of what's to come for the biggest update in Subterranean research space's history, the Combustion update. Now, let me show you what the bypass main menu settings look like. So, to do the thing, all you need to do is pick your desired spawn location, have remember spawn turned on, save that spawn, and then go to settings and then toggle bypass main menu. And this is what it looks like. So here we are back at it again. I don't know why that keeps popping up, but yeah, here we are back at it again. And guess what? As soon as we enabled bypass main menu, boom, you're right into the game. There's no main menu to fuss or to pick a button to choose. You're right into the game. But all in all, this is just a little sneak peek of what's to come for the Combustion update. And I am excited to see and hear what you guys think. That just barely scratches the surface of what's to come for Subterranean research base. We've been planning and prototyping this update, and we cannot wait to see and hear what you think. It's all possible because of you and the team behind it to make this once of a lifetime dream a reality. This marks the beginning for the future of Subterranean research space. The Combustion update is truly a masterpiece. The fun doesn't stop there, as we will be releasing the first beta today for all Community Plus members. For those not yet part of the Community Plus loyalty program, we will be releasing the first beta for a limited time starting next week. With all of the new features coming your way soon, we look forward for your feedback as we continue pushing out new beta builds before we hit release candidate. And that's the Combustion update. It's full of suspenseful energy with loads of new features, scenarios, and a whole lot more. That's quite an exciting announcement we've discussed. New updates on the way for Discover Archives with the new Archives Hub, development builds, and Knowledge Tech Computer Core versions coming. And the next major update in Subterranean research space's history, the Combustion update. It is truly an exciting day. We are excited to announce right after the keynote we'll be hosting a live questions and answers where you are free to ask questions in our community server, and we are looking forward to responding to them. But we are not done just yet. There is something missing, and that is Aquatic Research Facility. It is no secret that it's one of our top classic experiences where players continue to visit and have a great time. In fact, this year marks the 10th anniversary where development started for Aquatic Research Facility. One update that truly stood out the test of time was the community update. Released back in May of 2019, it succeeded on what we considered a failure, the Emerald update. Redoing everything from the ground up, including the UI, music, lighting, and more. It's no secret the community update continues to deliver a true nostalgic experience for players for years to come. It was so successful, I started working on the community update again, delivering more bug fixes and subtle features to keep the experience going for years to come. With the release of version 2.9, in which it's the best Arctic Blast update ever, we completely reimagined what Arctic Blast could be rather than a reskin of a meltdown sequence. During the Back to the Aquatic event in 2022, I stood on stage and announced the third major transition for Aquatic Research Facility. Many asked, what's next for Aquatic Research Facility? Will it continue being updated? Right after the release of 2.9, we started working on 2.10, codenamed Fondness. Listening to feedback and continuing to polish the experience is our top goal to keep the experience relevant for years to come. And that brings us to today, the third major transition. It all started back in Discover Inspire 2020, where the final update was teased. But there was no news about it. Many thought 2.9 was the final update. Now with 2.10 in development, that's not the case. I am excited to announce the third major transition for Aquatic Research Facility. The transition from the community update to Fondness. Now, of course, Fondness being the codename, that's not what we're calling it, but rather, it's something truly close to heart. With the release of the community update, it brought new friends, new players, new memories, and so much more throughout the years. Working on Aquatic Research Facility again took me back to the early days where we were younger, smaller, and this being our community's identity. We have learned a lot, and many have moved on to bigger adventures. The next update took the feedback the players submitted, and we have gone far and beyond than just a typical update to a point 2.10 doesn't really mean anything anymore. It's about the next transition for Aquatic Research Facility and how we can continue delivering our goals into the next decade. This is the next major update for Aquatic Research Facility. This is version 3.0, the Oceanic update. It's a big leap forward while continuing to deliver nostalgia for players for years to come. We took the same artwork and layout you know and love and remastered it. It's sleek, modern, and it's fundamentally still aquatic. As we continue developing this next update, I would like to welcome TheGreekDev to the stage as he shows you a glimpse of what's to come on the Oceanic update.
Thank you, Kikos. The Oceanic update embodies on the success of the community update while delivering more for the community. As what Kikos said, we mean it when he said it's fundamentally still aquatic. Our goal wasn't to rewrite the chapter by doing a complete rebuild with new layouts, artwork, and experiences. We want to keep the artwork and style while ushering in a new modern redesign that carries into the next decade. Let's take a closer look. Hello everyone and welcome at your first look of the Oceanic update. Right from the start, you will notice the improved hallway connecting the primary spawn point to the lobby. As we step into the lobby, you might spot the larger entrances for each sector and the refined layout design. These updates help make the facility more cohesive and consistent than ever before. Moving on to Sector B, we've completely redesigned the area, from the walls and flooring to the docking station's viewing window. This time, we've also added double doors. Once inside, you will notice that there are now two staircases instead of one, allowing for a smoother navigation from each side depending on your location. We are now at the emergency cool shot and hot shot area. I know, it's not the most visually exciting area yet, and it might look a bit plain for now, but trust me, this will improve dramatically as we continue developing this update and bringing more areas to life. Here we are at the ferry station area, the designated escape point if a catastrophic event ever occurs. As you can see, it's still very much under construction, which explains the lack of activity here. However, this area over here holds something special we've been working on, and you will be seeing more of that very soon. Welcome to the new and improved generators area. The first thing you will probably notice is the railway that now runs across the entire room, designed for your viewing pleasure. Climbing the ladders brings you to the generator control area, where we've repositioned the screens and refined the layout. It's still a work in progress though, but we'd love to hear your thoughts on these changes. We've also added more windows, allowing others to safely observe the generator operations from outside the control zone. In future builds, we will continue adding details to the walls, floors, and surrounding areas. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's explore the mainframe room. As we enter through the airlock, you will notice that it currently shares the same design as the community update. But don't worry, everything will eventually be given its own unique look as development continues. And now, without further ado, here is your first look at the all-new mainframe room. We've completely redesigned it from the inside out to match the facility's new layout for years to come. Here is the mainframe itself, where old meets new in stunning blend of design and technology. We think you're going to love it. If you look closely, you will see another airlock door on the opposite side of the room. That's the new, faster route to the ferry station, allowing you to reach it quickly during a catastrophic event without needing to go all the way around the facility. Now, you might be wondering, how do we reach the reactor room if there is no direct path like before in the community update? Well, I am glad you asked. From here, you will be able to access the lower level of the mainframe room. If you look closely, that door over there leads to the reactor core room, which you can reach using a lift. I'd love to show you around, but I don't want to spoil everything just yet. As always, we'd love to hear your feedback on the new mainframe design and the updated navigation areas. That wraps up the mainframe room and concludes the first level. We've now arrived at the second floor, home to the team's work area, Express Cafe, Admin Control, Aquatic Auditorium, and Working Den. Currently, the Express Cafe is still under construction, so we can't show the final look just yet, but stay tuned. The same goes for the Aquatic Auditorium as well. While the layout for the server room, auditorium controls, and main hallway are built, the auditorium itself is still in progress. You will be seeing more of it in future updates. Moving our attention to the admin control hallway, you will notice some familiar design details from the community update. The working den now features a completely new layout. It's no longer circular. This change allows for more space, more features, and greater flexibility in design. The meeting room is also being built right now, but we will keep that as a surprise for later builds. As for the admin control itself, it's unfortunately still under development, but the team is working hard to bring this area to life. That wraps up the second floor. Welcome to the cooling systems floor, home to coolant production, coolant pumps, and the abandoned sector. At the moment, there's not much happening here, as our focus is currently on other parts of the facility. This room exists but remain empty for now. But don't worry, they will become available in a later build. Here we are in the abandoned sector. You will notice that we haven't changed the design at all, and that's intentional. This area represents a very old feature of DARF that never made it to release, so that's why we wanted to preserve its original layout. The broken fan will be added soon though. That concludes the third floor. And that's everything new so far in the Oceanic update. We are incredibly excited to bring all these changes to you and can't wait for you to experience them firsthand. As always, we'd love to hear your feedback. Your thoughts help us make this the best update ever for Aquatic Research Facility. Now, let's get back to the Subterranean Theater. That's a small glimpse of the Oceanic update. This is the update you should not miss. As we continue developing this next update, we will be opening the doors for beta access very soon, so stay tuned for that. That is all from me, and I will hand it back to Kikos.
Thanks, Greek. The Oceanic update brings new life to Aquatic Research Facility, while continuing to deliver nostalgia to players for years to come, and I am eager to hear what you think. This is the third major transition for Aquatic Research Facility. With that being said, this is the final transition for Aquatic Research Facility, and during the Aquatic Research Facility chapter in Discover Inspire 2020, this is it. The Oceanic update will be the final update to Aquatic Research Facility. This doesn't mean we won't be updating the experience going forward. As we stated, we are committed to delivering bug fixes and small feature updates for years to come. There won't be any new major updates for this experience as we move on to bigger and bolder projects ahead. And that's the Oceanic update done right, complete with a remaster while keeping the art style and experiences the same. New and cleaner interfaces, new areas to explore, and so much more. All coming soon as we close the chapter and complete its final transition. To recap, the first major transition was the move from Discover Computer Core to Aquatic Research Facility. The second transition was the move from the Emerald update to the Community update. And finally, the last major transition is the move from the Community update to the Oceanic update. We cannot wait to hear your feedback as we get this update into beta very soon and release to everyone to enjoy and have fun. We will be hanging around in our community server as we open the doors for the Combustion update previewing and many fun activities ahead. It's incredible how far we've come. Whether you've been with us from the very beginning or a newcomer of our community, you all made this possible. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. You all have given me and my team a great privilege to be here and delivering the best experiences for everyone to enjoy. I want to personally thank the wonderful team members as seen here by the red sofas that help get to where we are. They deserve the many things that keeps our community strong. I also want to thank the honorable team members who've been here and moved on to bigger adventures. You have all made an impact for the community and helped make the community a better place than we found it. From all of us here at Discovery Incorporated, thank you for the amazing 10 years and here's to the next decade. Thank you for joining us today and have an inspiring day.
I've been working on myself. I really try my best to change, but sometimes in a love fade, right? Maybe we should stay in bed, pretend that everything's the same, just a little play pretend, right? But baby, we're changing, we can't really help it. We might just enjoy it now. We said forever, forever means nothing if we don't give it all we got. We can cry when it's over. 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 Really had a good run though, but maybe you would call me love. We will travel different roads from now. We said forever, forever means nothing if we don't give it up. We can cry when it's over. 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 Our love, it was special, but baby, you can't really stop it, can't stop that heart from learning what it was. Our love, it was special, but baby, you can't really stop it, can't stop that heart from learning what it was. We can cry when it's over. 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 Here by my side, and I was doing fine on my own. But baby, you make me a whole lot better. 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 Could you let me stay for now? I think you got away somehow. Did you get away somehow? I think you got away somehow. Did you get away somehow? Way somehow, way somehow. Best way out is always through. I think It's like a dream when we both get together and free. Yeah, my mind is screaming now whenever we dream. Here is the thing I knew right from the start. Yeah, you are the best part of my red heart. You are the best part. Stockholm is quiet tonight. Late when I was couldn't stand the heat. It's raining on my side of town. I've been carrying the storm inside for weeks. And now the pulse getting stronger, like the moon finally arrived. Here comes the I didn't think I could change. Like the weight on my shoulders was part of me. So I had to find an escape. Now I feel like
Are you kidding me?
for me.
Don't worry.
Hurt.
Let me try that again.
Close disappear, now it's burning in color. I've got no time left to
We'll be
waste,
back
'cause my
after
life is
all this
still
happening
waiting
for another
around the corner. As the world opens up and the light starts to flood inside. Here comes the
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Discover Aspire 2025. I'm Polar Frost.
And I'm Batista, and we welcome you to our Q&A section.
We are here today with the Greek Dev and
Hi there.
Technological Byte as they
Hello.
will answer your questions that you have posted.
Let's
So,
do it.
first question for Kiko.
What's up?
Will the Discover archives be open today or later on?
During the keynote, I did say it's coming soon. Right now, what you're looking at for all the previews, those are coming very soon. I cannot give a rough estimate. It could be next week. It could be in a few days or so. Who knows? But our mission and our goal is to get it completely, well, not completely done, but mostly done and stable, so that way people can enjoy archives, the new updated archives hub.
And next question is from S2Box. What do you think was the hardest part of developing Codename Sonata so far?
So there's
Or
I would say
Sonata?
there's 3 codenames with Sonata. First is codename Sonata, which is 1.4, and Moonlight Sonata is 1.4.5, and Tempest Sonata is of course 1.5. The interesting story is that we had a different codename called Codename Tempo. I'm pretty sure some of you might have heard Codename Tempo before, but to shed light about Codename Tempo, Codename Tempo started right after 1.4 originally came out. It was originally going to be the maintenance update phase 2. Unfortunately, due to many issues, we're trying to get things right and what needs to be prioritized. By then, the maintenance update was starting to show its age, and because of real life situations and many things been happening with work, busy stuff, Codename Tempo was pretty much shelved away. But then there were times when Codename Tempo started working on again with added new features, and that was to a point that we were still calling it the maintenance update phase 2. But it was pretty much clear that when we were working on the new control center, the new UIs, the new labs, pretty much like what we have with the combustion update, it has become clear that Tempo was pretty much a mess in terms of what needs to be done and what needs to be prioritized for what needs to be delivered. But then at the time, Moonlight Sonata started being worked on, and it was using the more up-to-date 1.4 code to build the community packs. And Tempest Sonata was actually going to be the community packs part 2. But when we look at the projects, there was 2 development channels for Subterranean research base. One is Codename Tempo, which has all the all the features shown in the Combustion, and we have Tempest Sonata with a more updated code, but doesn't have all of the new stuff. For example, the new control room. So later, during the development of Tempest Sonata, only a hair bit of features were added. For example, the bypass main menu, the Cookie Blitz event, a little bit of the Cookie Blitz event, the countdown, earthquakes, and that's pretty much it. But when we looked at Temple again, I think it was pretty much clear that there's no reason to have 2 development channels for Subterranean research base. So we decided to stop working on Tempo and take the best of Tempo and integrate it to Tempest Sonata with a much more updated code base. And the rest is history. We were able to incorporate most of the features that we plan on adding to Tempo, but due to constraints, we weren't able to get that working with Tempo compared to Tempest Sonata. And that's how the Combustion update was created. And therefore, the maintenance update phase 2 has been cancelled. But we don't really consider this as a failure, because Tempo was the breeding point of what it was going to become phase 2 of the maintenance update, which then turned into Combustion. But then there were so many unfinished stuff and areas to worry about, we decided to consolidate it into Tempest. And thus we have the new Combustion update with Tempest Sonata.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Plus, more features are going to be implemented as we go on. What we showed is just a small glimpse of what's coming with the Combustion update. A lot more is planned to be added very soon.
Okay. That's really good to know. So, the next question from Sean, 4th grade. Kikos, how big would this update be? Do you think it will revive DSRB?
I am very confident the Combustion update is going to be the update of the year for Subterranean research base. In fact, we've been teasing about the Combustion update back in 2020 and 2021. Especially that little small text when you successfully terminated the LPU back in 1.2 or 1.3, there was a little glimpse, a little blimp saying coming soon, or we are working on the Combustion update. And on 1.3, it said it's going to come out in 2021. Unfortunately, 2021 came and went. 2021, we had like so many like real life things happening. I was moving. Personally, I was moving, so development was pretty much not as fast. And of course, what you call it, the whole world event happening that happened in 2020, that too. But
Yeah.
what happened was we were able to learn that the Combustion update is the update which includes a lot more new scenarios and many new features such as security cameras, servers, and of course, Private Server Plus is also coming. So I believe the Combustion update will be a success.
Awesome. So the next question from Kerm or Krillup. I can't pronounce the name. Oh wait. So what he said is the Subquatic facility still in development behind the scenes?
That is a great question. So a lot of people assume that, oh, we're not working on Subterranean, the subaquatic facility. That means that we canceled it or something bad happened. No. Subaquatic facility has a very interesting history. We first revealed it back in 2020, where it was originally planned to be a new update or a complete remaster to Aquatic Research Facility. But then we realized, I don't think it's going to work. So we went back to the drawing board and started planning on what would the goal be for subaquatic facility. Would it be another facility? Would it be another game or whatnot? But as of now, because we have a lot more things that are the most priority to get things done, DSF is on hold but not canceled.
So that adds on to the backstory of the SF. Good to
Yeah.
know. So, for both of you guys, are you guys planning to add escape boats as an extra escape method for DARF in DSRB?
Would you like me to
Yeah,
talk
that's what
about
I'm going to
DARF?
ask you. Do you want me or do you want you to or?
You
I can do DARF and you can talk about the SRB.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, about that, as you saw in the latest alpha release of 2.10, we've added jet skis to the ferry station area. However, those areas are going to get redesigned in the Oceanic update, and we actually do have plans of adding such an escape method for the Oceanic update, which we believe will be interesting. It will be something that we will be doing for the first time. Of course, with the feedback of you guys, we will going to make it better. However, to answer the questions, yes, we do have plans to add that for Aquatic Research Facility.
Oh,
Yeah.
next
And-
question's for you,
oh.
Bat.
Okay.
Later, I mean.
Now about the SRB, I will let Kikos answer.
About the evacuation method, is that one of the questions?
Yeah, if we are going to add boats as an extra escape method for DSRB.
So, boats sounds like a good idea, and I'm gonna change a little topic from DSRB since it was going to be one of the escape route to in Aquatic Research Facility. In fact, we call it a ferry dock because we have a big ferry that's supposed to arrive, and players can board the ferry and have them evacuate from there. Unfortunately, that did not happen during the development of the community update, because at the time it was challenging to build a nice looking ferry, and I've been mostly a scripter on Roblox for a while, so my building skills aren't that sharp. But going back to DSRB, we've added the evacuation helicopter as seen in the Combustion update trailer. It was actually developed by one of our auxiliary developers, and kudos for him for making the greatest evacuation helicopter. In fact, some people thought it was a free model at first, and I had to spill the beans that no, this was completely made by one of our auxiliary developers. And the evacuation helicopter makes sense because when Subterranean Research Base came out, there was a helicopter pad, but of course there was no helicopter, so what better way to utilize that with the Combustion update?
Right. Greek, this one's for you.
Yeah.
How long have you been working on the Oceanic update? This question was from Pause.
Well, technically speaking, we started testing the waters for the Oceanic update ever since version 2.10 Alpha 4 up to Alpha 10. Basically, what we did was we wanted to add new features to the game that was not present before in any release. And we wanted to test the waters to see how the community will react, how they will like or not the features. We saw very positive comments about everything we've added so far to 2.10. So that will be a starting point for the Oceanic update. Everything from 2.10 will get ported over to 3.0, the Oceanic update. So a lot more is coming. And to answer the question, we started working on the Oceanic update since 2023.
Here's the next question from Glass. I don't know how you pronounce that name. So
I think
apologize.
Glass works. Yeah.
Glass. Yeah, sure. Is the Oceanic update starting from what 2.9 has, or from what the original Oceanic update had?
Yeah. Do you want to
can-
answer?
Yeah, I can answer that.
Sure.
So, the interesting story about 3.0 is that, of course, it's been in the plannings for a very long time, and I actually created a little plan that what is going to happen right after 2.9 comes out. That was before 2.9 ever started development. That was during when 2.8 was being finalized. We gifted a cute code name called Darth Classic, and we've given the name for the 3.0 that we've showcased, Modern Darth. And we started planning on all the features that will be coming from 2.9 to 3.0. So there's not going to be any missing features from 2.9 and 2.8 and onward. Will it feature a brand new code base to be more efficient and much more stable throughout the years? Perhaps. But will it be drastically different? Will the UI be drastically different? Like, for example, Subterranean Research Base? We wanted to keep the UI aesthetics the same, but we will have more on that when time comes, when we have the time and the opportunity to showcase more in depth of 3.0 in the future.
So
Okay. You want to go first?
Yeah. Okay. So that's good to know, and thank you. And as you're saying, Batista.
Right. The next question is from Sharky. This is for you, Kikos. How do you see Discover grow within the next 5 to 10 years? Do you have any insights for the future projects that you like to work on for the community?
Ooh, okay. That is
Oh
a
man.
really good question. Because
Oh man.
back in like 5 years ago, I never thought we ever still be here. 10 years later, the fact that yesterday was our 10th anniversary, it's just, you know, and it's kind of a little bit complicated to plan, or what do I really see with Discover in the next decade. I mean, hopefully we'll still be here. That's one thing. But our most important priorities right now is to get all of our unfinished projects done and out the door. Now, what does this mean when we get the Combustion update and Oceanic update done? Well, we will have no projects to work on, don't worry, but we will probably begin working either on DSF or Project Modernism. And I cannot say for sure which will be picked first, but when the time comes, you guys will know of what the future has in store.
Definitely.
Alrighty, so a double question. How do the update releases typically work? With actually planning, building, scripting, testing, and actually scheduling the release. And
Yeah.
another one, especially for Kikos, how do you plan these events?
So to answer the questions on how we plan on releases, for example, the collaboration update, the environmental update, or the combustion update, or in Aquatic Research Facility, the community update. It all started back when I was still working on KikosVIds Computer Core, also known as Knowledge Tech Computer Core. There was no team create back then, and I never thought of making a dedicated testing place to house all the new features, test it out before I publish it to the main game. So pretty much what I did, for the most part, a decade ago, was I sat down and did most of the features in one sitting, and that was before the fact that there was an option to save. Because when you create Roblox Studio, you only have the option to publish, don't publish, or not, or just close the window. I could imagine how painful that would be if you have something being worked on and you only have the option to publish and not save changes.
Oh man.
And yeah. So for the most part, I've been doing small updates in one sitting for Knowledge Tech Computer Core. And when with the closure of Knowledge Tech and starting the new project when Discover came out, which was called Project Aquatic, and that's when Team Create was released, but it was in the early beta stage, so I wanted to test that out, and that's when that gave me an idea to, you know what, I think we should probably start having an own testing place, and I called it Aquatic Research Facility Experimental, or DARF Experimental. So pretty much all of the new builds are happening over there at the Experimental. And then once an update is fully pretty much polished up, then we release the update to the main game. And that's been the staple ever since. Same goes with Aquatic Research Facility and Subterranean Research Base. So that's why we have a much more newer version in the development build of Subterranean Research Base than on the main game, because we want to give releases a little preview to other people to enjoy and leave feedback on, so that way we can improve that update and release it to the main game. And the second question about how we come up with these release names, it's pretty simple. And the most interesting part was when the collaboration update came out, we never had any plans to have Subterranean research base be listed on Learning Explorer. I'm pretty sure you heard about that category where it's like handpicked or selected by the developer relations. So I just got an email that, oh, our games have been invited to the Learning Explorer, and I was like, we never thought that was actually going to happen. And when we sat down to start working on 1.3, we was like, okay, the UI for 1.2 needs to be improved because it looks really weird and looks very off on lower resolutions. So on 1.3, we completely redid the UI. And we also made it a little easier. We made it easier for players to understand which areas they would like to spawn in the summon UI. And of course, that also brought the introduction of labs. So you can thank Learning Explorer for making us create the new laboratories that we have here today. And that's why we call it the experimentation update, where you can experiment with new different recipes to create your LPU fuse, which was known as LPU fuse back then, but in 1.5 gonna call them augmenters going forward. Now you can call it fuse, you can still call it fuses or the new term augmenters. That's perfectly fine with me. And yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you forgot the other one. How do you plan these events, or did you already?
Oh,
do that
oh yeah,
one?
sorry about that. So how do I plan this? How do we plan these events? So the idea of doing these kind of keynotes, pretty much. Well, at first it was a live keynote. It all started back when the community update was nearing its completion of development, and someone, I forgot who exactly, but they asked us to do like a countdown stream, like a countdown timer to the grand opening of the community update. And many people thought it was a good idea, but we're just gonna have a countdown, a little countdown, just a big clock that counts down to 0 and have confetti go blow everywhere, and then the stream is over. That's when I went back and I thought of doing, we have this auditorium here. We could make great use of the auditorium. And that's the idea of, and that's when we started working on the first ever keynote address, talking about the community update and what's the future ahead for Discover. And everyone loved it. They loved that idea. They loved the concept, and I love it too. I feel like it brings the community much more together, and it just you get like real-time feedback about the new stuff being showcased. And this type of idea also sparked other similar communities to do the same thing, which I don't mind because they have their own methods of doing it. I might be biased, but we probably have one of the best productions here. Ascenso, which is in the game right now, he's the one that's responsible doing the camera switching. So as you see on the live stream, he's responsible of the camera. So that's why you see this big camera floating around the facility. And if you're gonna ask like how we came up with the idea of Discover Aspire, that was right after the whole keynote address for the community update. Someone told us that we should do like an annual update, some kind of like a live stream sort of thing, and I came up with the name of Discover Aspire because that was a part of one of our old mission statements back in 2019. Aspiring the future. And that was when we want to include more new features, more new announcements. For example, the old Oceanic update and codenamed Zepto, which became Subterranean Research Base. And ever since then, Discover Aspire is the go-to place where everyone gets together and have fun and hang out with other people. And I don't believe Discover Aspire is going to go anywhere. So
Oh yeah, it's not going anywhere at all.
yeah, and yeah, so hopefully that answers that questions on how we plan our events, our updates, and such.
Okay, so another question from a doctor. What is the new LPU reactor?
The new LPU reactor. So, sorry, I just drank water. We're still using the same model, the LPU Mark II that was made on 1.3, but then we wanted to modernize it a little, change the whole particle or the swirl thing to be an actual part rather than just like a big swirly thing, as well as giving the light gens a different color rather than being very white, so it won't be that bright. So what we did was we just pretty much used the same model, the same reactor model, and just updated the design a little bit to include the new swirls, the new particle emitters, and all that stuff. Now, are we planning to completely redo or completely rebuild the LPU? Not quite, because building or trying to find a unique idea or trying to find a unique build without trying to copying someone is challenging, and I don't really see the LPU getting a makeover anytime soon.
Yeah.
So now on to Batista.
Thank you. This is a question from 5 and Pod 1. I think that's 1. I can't tell because of the font.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
Are there
Pod
any... Okay, thanks. Are there any plans for the last rooms that we see in Darth Meltdown ending? Those with the loose seating in the railing in specific.
I'm guessing you're talking about the old development, the old build where there was an older meltdown set with the upside down fire, the old control room, and the one with the railing. I'm guessing that's the transit area. And if I
They
have to
are
guess,
talking about
Huh?
they are talking about the room that they have, yeah, the railing, but the roof on the top, when the explosion happens,
oh
it
yeah,
breaks
that
down
kind.
and
Oh, that
explodes.
room with the old cargo area. That's what we used to
Yep,
call.
yep, exactly.
Yeah, because when you say railing, the only thing that came to my mind was the whole transit, because the transit area had railings, and we showcased that during the first advertisement of the the community update. This is an interesting story. So we actually plan to have that room be added in Emerald update. It was fine, it was going good, and my friends showed it. And when I plop it into the game, it didn't work at all. Come to find out, it requires a newer physics engine, the physics solver thing. Okay, I enabled that. Guess what? The elevator broke. It just can't stop spinning to an eternity, because back then, the elevators in the Aquatic research facility wasn't using tween service, because tween service didn't exist back then. It was using body velocity. Yeah, so so that was fun. But enabling the new physics solver made the cargo overhead work perfectly fine, but then the elevator just straight up stopped working. So it was like a very difficult decision, because my scripting skills at the time wasn't that good. Now, well, I'm able to fix it now. I mean, yeah, because Roblox did actually improve the physics engine. Because one day I was bored and I copied the Darth elevator, and the that one proposed room, and both of them works well, very well actually. But it was mostly used as a showcase. There's not really a use case for it, as what I remembered. It was
Yeah,
only there for
it's just a prop.
looks. And during the development of the ending set, we wanted to add one more ending set to make the ending a little bit more, to pad out the ending rather than extending the control center for a very long time. We can just switch to a different cinematic area. So that specific area was used in the ending sequence to pad out the ending, and ever since, a lot of people started making mysteries about this sector. Whatever happened to it? You know, some people thought it was like literally underground of the underground of the parking lot. Like, no, it's not there.
No.
But maybe one day, who knows? If, considering the fact that 3.0 is under development, under heavy development, we could maybe look back onto that room at that one specific room, and maybe we could probably find a use case for it.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Okay, so a question from Doctor. How long did it, and for tech specifically, well, it says on you, but I'll do tech.
Mhm.
So how long did you work on the new DSRB update 1.5?
Oh, like going back to that one old questions I've answered in a more simplified way, I would say when 1.4 was nearing completion. Before we even had phase 1 or phase 2, it was going to be called the maintenance update, and then right afterwards it was going to be 1.5. But 1.4 was delayed a little bit because of a lot of things happening, moving, job, all that stuff. And the new code base took a tremendously long time to implement and get it working. And once we got it working, it was pretty much the end, nearing its end of 2021. And we wanted to get the update out because the experimentation update, even though there's still players there, it can only hold long that much to the point it stops breaking, and it's a bad experience for that to happen. And that also brings us to why are we taking a long time to release archive builds to Discover Archives. We rather not want to just grab a random version, not look through it to see if there's any bugs or any critical bugs, and just publish it right there. And that takes time. And especially with this amount of people here, it takes time to go over, fix critical bugs, and incorporate the new features, the new modern features, such as the new Archives Hub, which we actually made a newer code to have that handled. And that new code makes it so easy to update all of the old builds for Discover Archives, and having that installed will make our life easier. And by then, you should be able to see more new builds being pushed out frequently. Now, are we gonna like fix bugs caused for the development build? That's a totally different story. If it's a critical game-breaking bug, sure. But if it's like a bug that was ultimately fixed later, like a minor visual bug, like a UI bug, probably not. So I would say, in a nutshell, the Combustion update actually started back in late 2021.
So a question really from Glass from YouTube. Why did you make it so fuses were already in the LPU when the server started?
Yeah. Oh, can you repeat the question? You kind of cut out my end.
So, okay. Why did you make it so fuses were already in the LPU when the server started?
That's a good question. It wasn't even. In fact, it wasn't my idea. My original idea when I was working on 1.2 is to have it completely randomized. It could be completely full, or completely empty, or it could be only 1 or 2, or vice versa, inserted. It was actually an idea I had. It was fine, but then part of the team that isn't here anymore made a criticism that why are we doing this? Can we just have all of them be put in all at once, or or like that. And that was when we asked our team members, and majority of them prefers it to have it already inserted in the chamber. Now, that's actually a good point to make, because with 1.5 it completely restricted the how augmenters work. And maybe if I ask the team again to relook at this and see if they like the idea of having completely randomized how many uh, augmenters are inserted, or have none of them inserted, and this makes players to go out there, insert the augmenters to start the LPU. I'll probably consider that one day.
All right. This question's from Inter. I apologize. I can't understand the name. Uh, to Greek and Kikos, with Darf entering its last tradition, will some parts of the game's code be open source / available for the community?
Do you want me to answer, or
Well, I
I
can
mean,
answer the open source part, and or which one do you feel comfortable answering? I can do the open source part.
I can do the next question?
Yeah. I like, first and foremost, I am a big believer of open source software. I believe it does incredible wonders, and that sounds like a good idea to open source some parts of Aquatic Research Facility. But we've also have cons in doing so, and the most important con is Aquatic Research Facility is unique to us. It was the first experience to be made using the Discover branding. And sir, that game is not being updated anymore. Why are we still having it? Why can't we just open source it? We want to protect our intellectual property, our creations, from held by the wrong hands. And that's why Discover Computer Core, Knowledge Tech Computer Core was a totally different story, because that was pretty much an inspiration build that I was inspired from Pirate Builders, and I wasn't updating that game anymore, and because I was focusing on the Aquatic Research Facility more often. So any chances of me open sourcing older versions of Aquatic Research Facility might be pretty slim, because again, Aquatic Research Facility is a unique experience for us, and we don't want it to be tarnished by the wrong hands.
Yeah.
The next question from 3D Printing Master 2. This is for Kikos and Greek. Why is Darf not going to be updated anymore? Is it because it's an old game?
Well, Darv is going to get updated, as we showed in the event, the Oceanic update. Now, typically, I remember having this conversation with Kikos a long time ago. We usually want to give the games at least 10 years of support. That's including feature updates and bug fixes combined. Now, after the Oceanic update, we will not just stop updating the game. Any bug fixes, security fixes will still be implemented. However, as Darf is now 10 years old almost,
Mm-hmm.
that
No,
period
it's actually 10
window,
years old right now, right?
yeah, yeah, it's crazy to think that.
Right.
And being 10 years old, we are already in that period window of updates. But since it's a classic game of ours, an all loved classic game, we decided to give it a little bit more life with the Oceanic update. And after that, they will no longer be a feature update. Instead, we will only be doing bug fixes and security fixes to the game, but no feature updates.
Okay, so then another question that we have from Sharky that relayed from Pro on YouTube. Why is there a parking lot in Darf if it's aquatic? Or are we not in the lot because the lot was not made? Why not submarines there?
I will let Kikos answer that. Ian?
Uh-oh.
Uh,
Okay. Why is there a parking lot in Duff if it's aquatic? That's a very good question that I really do not know the answer to because I was not in the group when the beta release was released to the public. And in fact, the beta release did not include a parking lot at all. The parking lot was added in the Emerald update, the first content update for Aquatic Research Facility. However, I am not certain about why not submarines or whatever. However, Aquatic Research Facility is on top of the ocean, not underwater. However, I really do not know the specific answer to that. I need Kikos here to answer because he is the one that made the game. We can wait for him.
already.
We will come back to that question, obviously, when he gets back.
Okay, so in the meantime, we have another question. Private server controls for DSRB. When will it be ready for the public? And any plans for adding private server controls to older games inside the Archives Hub?
Well, Private Server Plus controls is already available for the Combustion update. When we release the update for Community Plus members, they will be able to experience some of the controls there. However, about Discover Archives and older builds, I don't think we are going to add such controls because simply they did not exist until now. So, to answer the question, in the Combustion update, yes. In older updates via Discover Archives, probably not.
Okay, so this question is for either Kikos or Greek. Will there ever be a Discover facility that will have the appearance of a 1950s or 1990s facility? Something similar to QSurf, CSAGC, or Old Aperture inside Portal 2. It'll be really interesting to see something like an old generation light photon unit that is sealed inside a reactor case, and the overall facility being more old fashioned.
That's a great question, actually. I think the chances of that happening are very slim because we have our own philosophy for our games and our own design elements that we want to follow with each game and its release of said game. Um, Other similar communities are doing this just because it might look nice or cool to the player eye. But for us, we are something different, I should say, from that. We have our own elements of designing and making the game feel alive. So the chances of that happening are very slim to none, if I say so myself.
Okay, so a question relayed from YouTube by Sharky. How was the meltdown for the SRB designed, aka from Runaway? Currently, from the Tempest Sonata, the facility is vaporized. Is light contained in the facility, or what happens next?
The meltdown for the SRB, the thermal runaway, was designed just like Dar's meltdown. It took months of planning, prototyping, making it into the game, and see how it actually fits with the game. So the facility is vaporized for now by the light, as you can see in the ending. However, this is not the true ending for the SRB. We are planning to update the ending shortly in a beta or so. So this is definitely not the true ending for the SRB. There will be a lot more than that.
And another question from YouTube by Craft.
I am back. I'm so sorry.
Oh, So, going back to the question from ProPro on YouTube, why is there a parking lot in Darth if it's aquatic? Are we not in the lot because the lot was not made? Why not submarines there? And this is for Tech or Kikos.
Yeah, so during the early development of Aquatic Research Facility, the parking lot wasn't even made first. And so the parking lot was actually made last. So sublevel 2, 3, and 4 was all pretty much made first compared to the parking level. So the parking level was mostly of an afterthought, but at the end, we decided like, hey, why not add a parking lot there to make it, more lifelike.
Interesting. So, another question going back to the current one from Craft on YouTube. Is the current Thermal Runaway Bad Ending OST custom made, or was it already on somewhere such as YouTube or anywhere else?
I'm guessing you're talking about the catastrophic consequences one.
I think the termination failure.
Termination failure one. Yeah, so that's the catastrophic consequences one, right?
I think they're referring to
Yeah,
where the
maybe.
probably the reactor explodes.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
bad
So
ending.
that ending. So that
Oh,
yeah. So that music was actually planned to only be temporarily used for now until we until we develop a newer ending set.
Oh,
So
so
yeah,
okay.
so that ending music, it's a mix between it was a we didn't compose that music. We mixed it a little using Cubase to make it feel the old like the doing the old planning of the ending, but during many betas later, that music won't be used as much anymore, since we're gonna get a newer ending set.
All right, so a question for either Greek or Kikos. Will Zekatech Underground Labs be preserved in Discover Archives? I don't really check the Discord server, so sorry if this is asked before the event.
oh man.
Oh, would you like would you like to answer that or?
You can answer it.
Yeah. So what was the question again?
Okay,
Well,
so from Modify Gamers Craft 1200, Will Zekatech Underground Labs be preserved inside of Discover Archives? I don't really check the Discord server, so sorry if this was asked already before the event.
Yeah, most definitely. So, alongside with the development builds, we've also have plans to incorporate a pre-discover game, pre-discover branded um, Zepto games that was owned under by Zekatech before Zekatech and us merged together. But as of right now, it's pretty early to tell if we're actually going to do it since we pretty much have a lot on our plates to take care of first.
Okay, so Batista, you can handle last question.
Okay then, this is from Glass, and Kikos, this is for you. Will Discover Radio ever come back?
Yeah, so Discover Radio was one of a random experiment that we came up with. Um, for those who don't know, we used to have a 24/7 radio called Discover Radio, where we'd be broadcasting our music collections and other things like that. But due to low engagement, we're talking about like only like 1 to 5 people listening at a time, and that was during the time when I moved some of the APIs from my main computer. Well, I have a spare computer. I was running it locally to a more dedicated server, so I can at least have more room left. Um, we didn't really thought of like Discover Radio gonna be a big top thing, but maybe who knows? Maybe it might come back in a newer fashion, or who knows?
Oh, apparently we have one more additional question. You can answer that, Ghosty. I mean,
Right
Batista.
away! For Kikos and Greek, will there be a destruction effects? Oh, he just updated a message. Give me a second.
Oh, oh.
Will there be a destruction effects inside the DSRB facility during the meltdown event, like walls breaking, pipes bursting, glass in the control room fully getting destroyed before the LPU implodes? Basically giving some challenge to the players that are rushing to the exit.
That is a very great question. Yes, we are actually planning on adding those subtle destructions throughout during the Cookie Blitz countdown. Of course, we need to plan it out and then do some tests to see how well it sticks. But we have one thing that is coming. It's not coming. It's not on beta 1 right now. It might be coming in the later betas. In short, there will be glass cracking in the control room or the operation center, and to a point, the operation center gets completely obliterated by the Cookie Blitz, and anyone not wearing any protective gear will immediately succumb to radiation poisoning and will become a ghost, pretty much. But that's one thing we're planning to add, so you might see it in the new betas or so.
That'll be interesting to see, honestly. Especially with how the event currently is. I am
Yeah.
really excited to see how it would go, to be honest. And that appears to be all the questions. Oh, wait, we actually have an additional question. I'll answer this real quick. Which programming question language is better, Python or Lua? You or Lao? I can't pronounce it.
Lua you? Is it Lua you or because
Lua you.
yeah, because Roblox has its own Lua thing called Lua you, so there's that. I can answer that question, or you can answer that question, Greek.
You can answer, and I will add if I
Yeah.
want anything.
So it all depends on your use case. I know there are many applications out there that are coded in different languages, but if you feel Lua or Python or whichever feels more easier to learn and to adapt with, I would say go with that. Just like how I chose Node.js or JavaScript to code Discover endpoint instead of using Python, because I feel like Node.js is more optimized for Discord bots than Python. But it all comes down to your use case.
Plus, I might add, Python is single-threaded unless you add it yourself.
Hmm.
Okay, so we'll do two more final questions and
Yeah.
call it.
Because we want to get the first beta out of 1.5 as soon as possible. So
Yeah.
if we're unable to answer all the questions in the future later on, we'll probably answer it via text. But yeah, but I thank you guys so much for all these wonderful questions that you've provided. But I'll let Polar ask one or two more questions before we wrap things up here.
Okay,
There's
so
one final question for each of us, so we will be done soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
so two questions to answer. Okay, so this one's for both of you for SRB, one of you for SRB and one of you for Aquatic Research Facility. What is your favorite feature from doing Kiko first? What is your favorite feature from DSRB?
I would say the most what I really like about the SRB is I know I'm kind of biased into saying this, but the scripting. After the complete rewrite on 1.4, trying to manage 1.3's code is like finding needle in a haystack. And to add insult to injury, it was a mess. Um, that was because the code base wasn't changed ever since DSOB started, and we were using the old code that was made from the previous creative director. And when 1.3 came, it was pretty much clear that we have to do a code rewrite at least one point, at least someday. And that's when I picked 1.4 to be the part that we completely rescript the game from the ground up. And after doing that, it's pretty simple to add a function and have all the game scripts communicate to it more easily than trying to do this weird song and dance of trying to load everything and having to execute and all that stuff. So I would say one of my favorite features is the new code base.
Okay, so for the second half of the second to last question for Greek, what is your favorite feature from DARF?
Oh man, there's so many features in 2.10, Alpha 10, but I would say my favorite feature is the latest version of the meltdown found in Alpha 10, because I still believe to this day, and again, I might sound biased, but it's been 7 years since we introduced the meltdown, and I still believe it's one of the most unique meltdowns out there. And with the recent additions of meltdown events from Alpha 4 to Alpha 10, this has been to the next level. So my favorite feature will be the meltdown and the Arctic blast second.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And
So the
and
flying.
what I really so what I really like about my favorite feature for Darth was Arctic Blast. You know, when we introduced Arctic Blast, many people got the thought that Arctic Blast is going to be a more fancier name of freeze down, where if you leave cooling systems on for a very long time, the core gets cold, and then all of a sudden the core becomes frozen. Then you get this big, growing SB sun or whatever they call it, and freeze down. The problem with freeze down, and that's why I said we want to make Arctic Blast better than just a reskin of Meltdown, because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but there's some freeze down scripts or some freeze downs that would reuse code from Meltdown and call that a new feature, while in fact it was just a reskin of Meltdown to be different. All they did was change music and change the verbiage of the text, and that's it. But with Arctic Blast, we want to shift the focus to the structural integrity of the facility, not the reactor itself. So that's why we leave cooling systems on for a very long time. The facility itself gets weaker and weaker, and then eventually it starts brittle, becomes so brittle to the point it starts shattering. And that's the goal for 2.9. You don't know the problems with the facility until you listen for sound cues or you expect something out of the ordinary. And the Arctic Blast is one of my favorite features to work on. And yeah.
One last thing about this question. I think we have the best, dare I say, scenarios on our games so far.
I know I might be biased on this, but when the community update was first being developed, the idea of adding a cinematic cutscenes on a specific event, it was an idea that I came up with because at the time, back in 2018 or even back in 2017 or so, when you were to trigger something that triggers an event, for example, you triggered or you press the emergency cool stop button or coolant, or all you get is some happy music, either composed in GarageBand or some other digital audio workstations, or you get this intense music building up. But when I was working on the community update, I didn't want to do any of that, and that's when I came up with the idea of adding a true cinematic cutscenes for a specific event. You can tell when you join, like for example, when you join Aquatic Research Facility, you get those letterboxes, and that's the same letterbox used in the cutscene. And we were pretty much one of the first to do such things of adding cinematic cutscenes for a special event, because that was during the time when we released the first experimental build of the community update, and no one saw this type of cinematic experience happening before ever in a core game. And I feel like that we've knocked it out of the park for the cinematics, and if we continue with this skill set, we could definitely make it even more better.
All right, so the final question, I'll hand it over to Batista for this.
Right away.
This is the last question, by the way. After that, we will be answering via text.
Yeah, and so we get beta 1 of 1.5 out ready for you today.
So, Kikos, this is from I'm just gonna say
Andre.
yes, our scroll friend, chipmunk friend. What got you into the core games exactly? What exactly inspired you to create this community? And do you think this community is underrated?
Oh, back in 2011 or 2012, I don't know, I just love Private Computer Core. I always go there every single day and check things out. It's not a secret that I was a huge fan of Private Computer Core. And I would say Private Computer Core and the Innovation Labs. What made me started to do this community, and that's when I first started making Kikovich Builders Computer Core. Now, the name Kikovich Builders is, I would say, it was created because of teenager trolling.
Construction site.
Yeah, so um, in a nutshell, I just created Kikovich Builders as a teenage trolling because when on a very young age, I was pretty mischievous when it comes to games, and I always want to find ways to somehow break it and cause some funny moments happening. But anyway, now is it because of the whole generators thing where people were clicking the generators? I cannot deny or confirm that. Anyway, back on topic. So after being inspired, I wanted to make my own version of a computer core, and that's when I started my own group, Kikovich Builders, and it was just a hobby. It was just a simple little hobby, and eventually I got attraction for many different people. And back when you could message people on Roblox, they asked me, more updates, please. More, can you put more updates? I'm like, they really like my computer core, despite the fact it's somewhat similar to Pinewood, and some of them are being, and of course, I don't doubt them. Like, some of them called me, oh, I'm just ripping off Pinewood, or, oh, why would I even play that game? It's just a rip off of Pinewood. And the truth is, I wasn't trying to hide the fact that I was inspired from Pinewood, and I want to make a similar thing, a similar experience, but under my own flavor and my own take. And I respect everything what Pinewood, what Pinewood do, and because I just don't want to go ham. I just want to like go attack them for some constructive criticisms, but then I decided I want to have a new group, so I call it. It was actually an old friend of mine that came up with the idea of Knowledge Technologies. We just made it short to Knowledge Tech, and that was pretty good because that was during the time when I was doing more and more updates to Knowledge Tech Computer Core, and if my mind serves me correct, Kikovich Builders Computer Core was, I would say, one of the very first different versions of a computer core before other people started doing the same thing afterwards. And throughout the years, I just started building a great community, and of course there's some ups, there's some downs, and everything in between. But the one thing I am grateful is that for everyone, you guys made this community drastically different from other communities, and I cannot say thank you enough. I know there's some other similar,
Exactly.
yeah, there's some other similar communities that does the same thing, but they don't have the same DNA, I would say, compared to what we do. We want to please other people as well as bring in newcomers to explore the best of this genre. Considering the fact that this subgenre is not in good terms right now because of many things happening, we don't want to be like them. We want to do our things differently so that way other people can come and have a good time. And I would say just pure hobby. It just started from a pure hobby, and now I have a community that everyone is here and have a great time with, and I am forever grateful for that.
Yeah, we will never be here without any of you guys because we may be scripting the games and adding features, but the real builder in this community are you guys. You give us the feedback to move on. You give us the feedback for our games.
And yeah, is that all?
Yep,
Yep.
it is all. So, thank you all for
That is all.
participating in the Discover Aspire 2025 event, and we'll continue on with more more events as we explore the new game updates and more. And adding on to this, we'll be doing episodes of At the Backstage, which you'll learn more about the updates in full detail, and that will be coming soon. So, from all of us here, I'm Polar Frost.
And I'm Batista.
I'm
and we thank you
I'm
for joining us
KikosVIds.
and watching online.
I'm the Greek dev.
And we thank you all for watching online and joining us today.
You guys have a good one. I'll see you on beta 1 of the Combustion update.
We will see you very soon. Bye bye.
Bye.